sacrifice everything every single day.
Jake Paul just hit the canvas, and the pre-fight jitters that followed have put his highly anticipated matchup with Mike Tyson in jeopardy. It was set to be the showdown of the century, the ultimate question finally getting an answer. Could Jake Paul, social media's problem child, hold his own against a living legend like Iron Mike? The fight, scheduled for November 15th at the iconic AT&T Arena, was shaping up to be one for the ages. But after Jake's latest setback in the ring, he's officially called it off, leaving fans wondering if we'll ever see these two face off. Word on the street is that after hitting the canvas, Jake started to realize what boxing pundits and experts have been saying for months. He isn't ready to take on a beast like Tyson. And as if the doubts about his readiness weren't enough, Tyson recently introduced some new rules for their fight that left Jake more confused than confident. It seems like this whole situation just got a serious drama upgrade. Let's start from the top. Leading up to the fight, Jake finally decided to spend some actual time in the ring.
Come on over here.
Hey, what's the problem?
For a while, he'd been busy with all sorts of distractions, promoting his body spray brand, pulling pranks on random people in Walmart, vacationing on yachts, and basically living the high life. You know, the typical influencer routine. When it came down to getting serious and preparing to face off against a legend like Mike Tyson, Jake seemed to think he could just wing it. But boxing doesn't work that way, and the hard truth hit him fast. During a recent sparring session, it was clear that Jake was in over his head. Just seconds into the first round, Tyson's brutal right hook sent him crashing to the canvas. Imagine the scene: Jake, hyped up and brimming with confidence, only to be floored by one punch. The gym fell silent, and online, everyone watching couldn't believe their eyes. Was Jake really ready for this? The short answer: absolutely not. So why wasn't Jake ready? Let's break it down. Boxing is about so much more than throwing punches. It's a combination of technique, stamina, defense, and ring IQ, all working together in perfect harmony. Jake's footwork, for example, is still a work in progress. He lacks the speed and precision to keep a powerhouse like Tyson at bay. His defensive maneuvers, well, let's just say they need some serious polishing. During the sparring session, it was glaringly obvious that Jake's head movement and guard weren't enough to stand up against a seasoned pro like Tyson, who knows exactly how to exploit every little weakness. The reality check was hard to ignore. Canceling the fight seemed like Jake's only option to avoid the embarrassment of getting schooled in front of millions. Think about it. Getting knocked out by Tyson on fight night wouldn't just dent his ego.
Day two, we're getting ready for you. 1, 2, 3, 4.
It would ruin his reputation and validate everything the critics have been saying about him. The boxing experts have been warning Jake from the start that this fight wasn't just another cash grab. It was a real test of his abilities, and unfortunately for Jake, those warnings finally got to him. If Jake had taken this matchup seriously from the beginning and put in the work, he might have been in a much better position right now. But instead, he treated it like a joke, assuming he could waltz into the ring with a washed-up Tyson and pull off another orchestrated knockout like he's done in the past. He forgot one crucial detail. Mike Tyson isn't just any boxer. He's the baddest man on the planet, a living legend with decades of experience and a ferocity that few can match. Jake had hoped to rely on his hype, his massive social media following, and a few pre-planned moves to secure a victory. But Tyson isn't like Jake's previous opponents. He's a different kind of beast, with real power and an unmatched level of ring intelligence. In the sparring session, Jake seriously underestimated the intensity that a pro like Tyson brings to every fight. It's not just about the punches, it's about understanding the rhythm of the fight anticipating moves, and having the endurance to last through multiple grueling rounds. Jake's quick knockout in sparring was a clear sign that he wasn't even close to being ready for the real deal. While Jake has been off pulling pranks and living it up,
Jake did everything to the side. You got a YouTuber fighting the greatest fighter that
Tyson has been training like a man possessed. It's almost comical how it feels like Tyson is the one with something to prove, despite being a retired champion pushing 60. But that's the thing about true champions. They never stop putting in the work. Tyson may be 58, but if you've seen his recent training videos, you know that he's still an absolute monster in the ring. Power is one of the last things to fade in a fighter, and Tyson's signature right hook is still as devastating as ever. Even at his age, Tyson's knockout power remains terrifying, and Jake's chin hasn't faced anything like it. Tyson's ability to generate explosive force from his legs, through his core, and into his punches is still intact. That's how he's been able to end fights in seconds, even against fighters who were younger and bigger than him. But it's not just about power. Tyson's ring IQ is through the roof. We're talking about a man who has fought and beaten the best of the best. His ability to read opponents, anticipate their movements, and counter with lightning-fast precision is something that Jake simply can't match at this stage in his career. And then there's Tyson's defense. Even in his 50s, Tyson is still moving like a much younger fighter, using his signature peekaboo style to bob and weave, slipping punches like it's second nature. Jake may be younger, but his inexperience in the ring is glaring. Tyson's years of experience, his adaptability, and his relentless focus give him a massive edge in this matchup. While Jake might have been hoping to capitalize on Tyson's age, the reality is that Tyson's still got it. He's a true warrior, and he's not about to let some YouTuber walk into his sport and get the best of him. To make matters worse for Jake, Tyson wasn't about to let him pull any sneaky tricks to tip the scales in his favor. Jake's used to playing dirty, trying to exploit weight differences or other loopholes to get the upper hand. But Tyson wasn't having it. Despite the massive age gap between them, Tyson made sure that the fight would be fair, introducing a set of rules that left Jake second-guessing everything. Tyson's rules were simple. No catchweight nonsense, no rehydration clauses. Just a straight-up, fair fight. If Jake wanted to step into the ring with Tyson, it had to be on even terms. And that move sent shivers down Jake's spine. For all the hype and bravado, Jake wasn't prepared to fight Tyson without bending the rules in his favor. Now, with Jake officially backing out, the question on everyone's mind is whether this fight will ever happen. Fans were hyped for what was supposed to be the biggest showdown of Jake's career. And now, they're left hanging. We've seen Jake back out of fights before, but this time, the stakes were higher than ever. Could Jake really stand toe-to-toe with a legend like Tyson? Or was the whole thing just another elaborate PR stunt? The truth is, Jake might have bitten off more than he could chew. Tyson isn't like the other fighters Jake has faced. He's not just another opponent. He's a living legend, a fighter with decades of experience, and the kind of power that can end a fight in seconds. And while Jake has built his brand on flashy knockouts and internet hype, Tyson's legacy is built on something much more solid: hard work, dedication, and an unrelenting drive to win. So what's next for Jake Paul? Will he go back to the drawing board and finally start taking his training seriously? Or is this the end of his boxing journey? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, this isn't the last we've heard of the problem child. And as for Mike Tyson, he's proven once again that he's still the baddest man on the planet.